This e-learning module will be used to inform ecology and environmental science students about the importance of native prairies to our ecosystem in order to prepare them with better understanding of the need for stewardship of these native habitats for our future generations. Native Prairies of North Texas will encourage inquiry and exploration while we examine the native prairies in the North Texas region, providing an overview of the importance of ecology, geology, and the environmental impacts within these urban landlocked areas. Students will have the opportunity to explore numerous prairie sites while using mobile technology as a method of tracking and logging weekly exercises in each learning module. Using the Goose Chase M-Learning app, students will be invited to travel to numerous prairies to engage in class scavenger hunts, discussion boards, team building, inquiry and assessment, photo sharing, and more. As students navigate through this e-learning module, they will gain knowledge about our unique proximity to the Blackland and Cross Timbers Prairie regions. Students will have the opportunity to explore numerous sites throughout this course. We can look back millions of years from the early formation of our planet to gain understanding about the origin of ecoregions, which determines soil, rock, and sediment formations that settle into the area we now know as the Blackland Prairie. Students will learn about ecoregions and biomes, where ecosystems are generally similar and may be identified by similarities in geology, vegetation, climate, soils, land use, wildlife distributions, or hydrology. To understand the prairie biome is to understand the role of the plants, which form the base of the food chain. The native grasses are drought tolerant and have deep roots which hold the soil together during heavy rains and wind, and also provide food for grazing animals that live on the prairie. While conservationists strive to preserve these native areas, there are many threats that face the prairie in North Texas today, including urban sprawl, increased resource demand, and monoculture. The term monoculture refers to the cultivation of a single crop in a given area, which includes turf grass. This causes a host of interrelated problems due to its ability to suppress biodiversity in our lawns. Another complex threat which faces the prairie is called an urban heat island. This is caused when we change our land surface to concrete and asphalt. This blocks the ability for water to penetrate deep enough for prairie roots to thrive, which in turn alters the ecosystem of that area. When we think about native prairies, we must consider the biodiversity of these endangered areas. Biodiversity is the variety of living things on Earth. This includes the plants, animals, and insects within an ecosystem. Insects of the prairie provide biological diversity and play a vital role in the food chain. Through pruning activities, insects clear areas that allow sun-seeking plants to thrive. Insects also improve the soil and help move nutrients throughout the prairie. The Native Prairies of North Texas course will teach students about the energy flow through an ecosystem by examining the food chain to demonstrate the path that energy takes from producers to consumers to decomposers. Our North Texas prairies are home to over 327 species of birds, including the American kestrel, the red-shouldered hawk, and the peregrine falcon. Roughly 1 in 5 bird species migrate between breeding and wintering locations, but they rely on prairie habitats for rest and refuel. Students will have the opportunity to conduct research as citizen scientists with this course and make observations which will contribute to a national database. Citizen science is a collaborative scientific observation undertaken by members of the general public. Another key component to a healthy ecosystem is the pollinators. Pollinators are the butterflies, moths, flies, beetles, hummingbirds, bats, and wasps. and they rely on prairies for nectar and pollen as well as shelter and nesting places. Using the iNaturalist app, students will share observations through mobile technology during their prairie trips in order to confirm the identification of anything from rare to common sightings. Contact with nature can be restorative to your health. Some of these benefits include stress reduction, improved cognitive performance during demanding tasks, reduced blood pressure, and has been shown to help foster a sense of community. There is reason for environmental concern, and we want students to have the opportunity to learn how to identify the environmental stressors to our native prairie lands. In the past 15 years, we've seen a 90% decline in the monarch due to land use changes and pesticides alone. Native Prairies of North Texas is modeled after the constructivist learning theory, which is interested in engaging active learners through project-based strategies that lead to experiential learning outcomes. Through a blended learning environment, this course offers students accessibility and solutions to help accommodate the changing face of today's classroom learning environment. We hope that this course will affect change and stir your love for discovery on this planet.